Hello and welcome to Sobricks. I'm Adam and this is Sobricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Nexo Knights Polybag, the Knights Cycle set. This is set number 30371. It has 42 pieces, and this set was sent to me by someone who watches some of my videos, and they sent me this poly bag as well as some other stuff that I'm very, very appreciative of. So if you know who you are, thank you very much. That means a lot to me, and I'm excited to look at this. I've only looked at on the channel a couple Nexo Knights sets before at the time of recording this. Maybe only one video has come out, maybe two, and I'll have a few more coming out in the near future. But this looked really great. I'm super grateful for the person that sent this my way, and I think these retail for about in the market price for these. There's about $5 for a poly bag, 42 pieces, one minifig, which is on par with what polybags go for in 2024, even though this is from 2016. I believe this one in the US was a Toys R Us exclusive, potentially. I'm not sure if this says anything about it because this might be a set that's from Europe, I think. So that's kind of why it doesn't say the piece count on here and stuff, but this might have been a set or a polybag that was an exclusive in certain stores at the time, but now that it's the Nexo Knights are all retired, this one can be bought on the aftermarket websites here, and I'm super thrilled to look at this. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Nexo Knights Polybag, the Knights Cycle, I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Then remind you, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. And now onto my review for this set. Okay, so that is this Lego Nexo Knights Polybag called the Knights Cycle. This is super cute, super cool. Again, I'm so grateful for the person that sent this my way. It really means a lot, and I'm so happy that I'm able to build these and then record a video about them, and maybe people who weren't familiar with these polybags or this theme or this set can find out about it. So very, very huge thank you to that person, and we will get right into this polybag because there's some stuff to look at. And the first thing we will look at is the minifigure, because you do get one. Now this is not one of like the named figures in a Nexo Knight set. I actually have some Nexo Knight instruction booklets near me that have some of the named characters like listed. So let me see here. If I show this, I showed this in a different video, but we have all of these different kind of characters, and some of these are more like they're like specific characters. Some of them have names. Other ones are kind of more generic characters. So this comes with one of the characters that maybe you would want to like mass a ton of. Whereas for some of these, you might only want to have, well, you might want to have multiples of those too, but they all have like their own name and their own kind of specialty there. But this one is a royal soldier. And so that's something that you could definitely like get a ton of, and it would be really, really cool. This is a great minifigure. So we have the royal soldier here. It has kind of the blue and gray and silver color scheme there, which is similar to like, I think what the good guys, the knights, versus like the black and the red and stuff like that of the opposition of like the Jestro crew and Infernox and all of that stuff. And this feels like similar to stuff from old Lego Castle. I feel like blue and gray and stuff really reminds me of like Magisto and some of those older themes and even older knight characters that weren't like the sci-fi fantasy knight things here. So we have this royal soldier. This one comes with a lance, which is a piece that I don't see very often, and I feel like it's a really cool piece and a useful piece. I know I have a bunch of these from old castle sets, medieval sets from the 80s and 90s, but we have this in kind of that pearl silver kind of grayish thing here, so it can be held in a minifigure hand from the bottom and be held straight up, so it would look almost like a long sword. It can also be held right here, so it can be more of like a lance or a joust or jousting thing or whatever, which is very, very cool. And then looking at this royal soldier, we have this awesome helmet here, which has kind of the wide brim there, and the top kind of armor. It almost looks like it's got like a pith helmet molded into it, but it's not. And then it also is not just a cap. It actually goes around their face too. So it's like a full helmet as well as the armored helmet there. So that's very, very cool. If I take that off, we can see the minifigure face. So it's on like a silver head here. We have the printing there with their kind of like face mask type thing, or maybe that's their skin tone coming through there. So we have that expression. We do have an alternate face, which is a different expression. It's pretty slight. Big difference is kind of the mouth there. So if we see that one, and then we see this one, maybe the eyebrows a little bit as well. Yeah, the eyebrows here are a little more furrowed. This one, there's a little more space between the eyes and the eyebrows, and the mouth is different. So good to get the alternate face there. No hairpiece or anything for this one, but it appears like for their armor and for their suit, you might not see that anyway. And then looking at the torso, we have this really, really cool, super detailed armor printing with like kind of what looks like a Nexo Knight shield type thing up, like crest or emblem up at the top, some like rivets and different stuff, kind of all fine lines for the armor here, different line weights, which is very, very cool. Some really good stuff on the torso. We do have printing on the midsection, and we have printing on the legs, kind of up at the top, in the middle, and down on the bottom. Nothing on the arms there, but we do have a bunch of printing on the back of the torso, again kind of following that same kind of like plated armor pattern with maybe some other stuff going down like the spine area. Really, really cool minifigure. Happy to get that. And yeah, if this is kind of like a generic unnamed minifigure, it's just a royal soldier for the knights or for the king or for whatever these people are, whatever faction or tribe or kingdom or whatever they're from. This is maybe something that a person might want to get like a bunch of. I might want to get like a bunch of these and just have, 20 of these kind of all in a battle together. But then the rest of the set is this Knight's Cycle. So this is really interesting. It's different than like the hover horses, which I showed in the the Infernox Captures the Queen set, and I have another one here from a different set, but it is similar to some of the other like Nexo Knights vehicles, which I think is really, really great. Let me see if I can look at a different instruction again, and we can see here. So if we look at this, we have like this moving castle, and we have this kind of like, I don't know, catapult looking type thing. We have different royal soldiers. We have hover horses. We have this like horse mech here. We have this kind of off-road car, which looks like a big sword there. So tons of different stuff. And then the Jestro kind of faction over here as well. And this is supposed to be kind of like just a sci-fi cycle, but it's got the same colors, same color blocking, color theme as the kind of kingdom there. And this is really, really cool. It's small, it's in a poly bag, but it's great. So when you start building this, you start with just a 2x3 plate there. We add a 1x6 Technic brick with the like 5 Technic holes through there, and we add this on the front, which is kind of like this barrel wheel here, and it's almost in that kind of gunmetal gray there. This side it's hollow over here, but this is a wheel that it's feels like an older piece. I don't know if they still make these. They may. But they used to be in a lot more things here, so they're wide, and they're small and they're stable, even though they kind of are oblong a little bit, or like they're wider at the center than they are around the edge. So they do, like, you can lean a little bit there, or they can wobble a little bit there, but it is very, very stable because they're so wide. And also this is pretty well balanced. So we attach that on the front, then we work on attaching the one on the back. We have some stuff in here for like some spacing, little pops of color, some thrusters here, which are done very simply. The wheel at the back is done the exact same way, same piece. And then we built up the front a little bit, which has some stud shooters there with the orange translucent studs. We have a Nexo shield here, but not one of the ones that's like printed and translucent and stuff. It's just ones that we're familiar with, but kind of in that pearl silver type color there. And then we have a spot for this royal soldier to stand. And I think they look pretty good there. And this is cool because it almost feels like this is going to be, you know, doing some kind of like robo jousting or like motorcycle jousting here against potentially one of Jestro's kind of minions or infantry or amassable kind of characters there. And that feels really, really great. So I think they look good there. They're not riding it like a bike necessarily. It's almost like they're standing kind of like a chariot, so to speak, but it has the wheel in the front and the back, and it's probably got its own power and doesn't need to be pulled by anything. And it's not like the same. I suppose they could probably do a jousting type set with a hover horse, but I really like this interpretation as well. I like that there's different things besides like the hover horses. There's other vehicles, small land-faring vehicles for a singular person. They feel like pretty well protected in here, especially from the front. You know, their torso sticking out, but I imagine that's being all armor there. And then we have the helmet up top. And, you know, from the back, they're a little more exposed from the side, but it feels pretty good for how few pieces are in here. This seems like more going on for it and a little bulkier than I would have expected. And I think that has a lot to do with the size of these wheels, which is really, really cool. So this is a great little set. I do have two of the orange translucent studs in the stud shooter right now. You do get two extra of those. There's not maybe great places to put them, to store them. We do have these open studs right here, right behind the stud shooters that you could put those to store. You could also put them on the back of these translucent orange cones, and because that's kind of the same color there, it actually doesn't look that weird or out of place. And so that could be a place to store them so they don't get lost, and so they have kind of extra ammunition if these are already fired away. So I think that's good. I don't think it's intended necessarily, but I always do like to consider where those might be put, and I think that's really nice. There's not a place for like this lance to reside if it's not in the minifigure hand. I thought maybe there would be a spot. It could be easily modified to have this be able to attach, but not a big deal. And that's kind of everything that's in this set. It's a polybag here. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get some. You get 4. So a little bit of these Technic pieces, the yellow one, the red, the trigger for the stud shooter, another one of those orange translucent studs there, which are the same ones that are used for the projectile for the stud shooters. So you get 4. I have 2 loaded up here. I have 2 more on the back, and then you get that 5th one, which is the extra piece. This set is 42 pieces, 1 minifigure, and I think the market price is around $5. If it's used, it's maybe a little bit cheaper. For sealed, it seems maybe $4, $5, $6 seems to be the case. It is retired. It is from 2016, so at this point in 2024, 8 years ago. I did not pay for this. A very wonderful viewer that I've been communicating with sent this my way, which I'm so grateful for, and just thank you so much for sending this. But as in terms of like trying to evaluate the price and the value, I will just go off of $5, which is what polybags cost in 2024. And I just looked at like a Minecraft polybag that I wasn't like thrilled on, and now I have this one. It also a little bit reminds me of the like Venom street bike polybag that came out recently, but it's not Venom, it's not Marvel, so it's not a licensing thing or anything. But this is really cool. It's got play, it's like super massable, that I could see someone wanting a ton of these, and it's a quick little build. It looks good. It's a good toy. I think $5 is fair, actually. When this was coming out in 2016, I think polybags retailed for $3 or $4, and it wasn't until a bit later that they went up to $5. That makes sense to me. I would have been happy with that here, but if this was on the shelves in 2024, if Nexo Knights was still around, this feels about on par with other $5 polybags, which is very cool, and maybe even a little bit better, because sometimes polybags don't even come with minifigures or anything like that, and this has a minifigure with good printing throughout there, some nice accessories, and then we get this small vehicle, and I think that's great. So while I am certainly very pleased that I was able to get this without paying for it, this is something that I might end up buying several more of if I can find them at the kind of $5 price in which I'm evaluating it at, because I think this is a super fair value, really fun set, and super cool. So again, my huge thanks to the person that sent this to me, and I think that's everything. This is a super cool set, and I can't wait to look at more Nexo Knights sets, big ones, small ones, all types of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you very much, and I think that's it. So if you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the LEGO videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more LEGO Nexo Knights sets, more polybags, and then tons of other LEGO sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming LEGO videos. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It'd be amazing to get there, so I appreciate all the help. It means a lot to me. And then if you wanted to support this channel in a different way, you could do that here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I have the Patreon. It's in the video description. It's on my channel page, patreon.com/sobrick. So maybe consider checking those things out. I'm hoping to continue to build a nice community here around LEGO and LEGO building and talking about LEGO. So if you're interested, yeah, maybe check those things out. It is appreciated. So thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.